define it, and what we have to do is to create a new function name called to do controller and just pass in the scope here. And the scope here is actually the glue between this JavaScript controller and the HTML side. So whatever you put inside this scope, you can access it in the HTML side. So if I put like scope dot to do equal an array, and I will like say the first one should have a, let's say, learn AngularJS, and then I save it, and now you see that nothing because we haven't included anything yet. What I do is I will delete the second item here. So what we want to do here in the list is we want to display all the items inside the to-dos array here. So AngularJS has a directory called ngRepeat, and you just write ngRepeat equal to do in to do. So with this line you say that for everything inside the to-dos, please iterate through it, and for every item assign it as to-do variable. So now you can access, because here we have text key, so we want to display it to-do dot text. Okay, so if I save it, yes, nothing. So something wrong here. Yeah, I know what's the problem, because we created this to-do.js, but we haven't included in the script tag. So we need to include this in to-do.js, I think. And it's not leak. Sorry. Yeah. So now you can see learn AngularJS here. Okay, and the next thing I want to do is to implement this add button, because now when I click it, it does nothing now. So let's do this. And what AngularJS have is the let's create a form. Sorry, and put the input and button inside the form. And AngularJS has this ng submit, just like the regular HTML that submit equal. So and ng submit equal add to do, and the button I need to specify the tab equal submit, and also the input here we want to get the value from the input element. So we can have ng model. We need we can link the input variable to the AngularJS model. So let's say new to do, or let's say to do text. Okay, and so now you have now you can link this input with the AngularJS ng model. So if you do this to do text here, it will be bounded to the input. So if I save it, and if I type something, you can see the to do text is bounded to the input here. So whenever I type it, it get updated. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to pass this to the our add to do method here. Like this, and we need to add this method to our scope. As I see, as I told, like the scope is like the glue between it. So and then because we pass this new to do text here, we need to specify, let's say, to do text. And what we do is what to do equal text to do text, and then scope dot to do's dot push to do. So I just add this to do to the arrays that we already have in here. So if I save it, add and click add button, you can see it's the thing is already added for you. So the ng repeat or will auto refresh when the arrays change. Okay, so the next thing is to add the delete button. So what I need to do is I want to make this a bit more bold, so let's put it in H3. See. So what the editor have is like this autocomplete. So if you put H3 and press tab, you can set this. And we need to have a button here, so we already have, just copy this button and we don't need tab submit, and change this plus to cross or X, and when you save it, you can see the delete button, but it's a bit ugly, so I want to make it to the right. So I already have this app.css, we have this float right, so just add the class float right, and then when you save it, you can see the delete button gone to the right. Okay, so now the interface is already, we need to add some logic. So now when you click it, it does nothing, and let's do this. So there's ng click, so when you click this button, we want it to call the remove to do, and as you can see, we are inside ng repeat, so we don't know what which to do to be deleted. So in ng repeat they have index, so whatever the item that we click, just remove that item index. So we need to implement this remove method inside the scope. Index. So scope dot to do's dot, so to delete an array, I will use splice method, and you just specify the start index and the end index. So and how not sorry, and how many items you want to delete. So we only need to delete once. I will save this. I think to put it here. So this scope dot new to do equal function. Okay, so I add a new one, and when I click delete, it got deleted. Yeah. So yes, this is how the basics application functionality already done, but to make it more cool, let's play with some animation. So what I want to do is copy this script AngularJS and put, if you go to JS lib, there's a AngularJS Angular animate.js. So just include Angular animate.js, and in this dependency you just specify ng animate. So how do you know that this is ng animate? The quick trick here is to go in Angular animate. You can search for module. So yeah, so it's say the name is ng animate, so we just need this ng animate in our application. And what we can do, animate in, so in ng repeat, they have a move, enter, move, or leave. So whenever you add a new to do, they will have enter event, and when you delete the to do, you have a exit or leave event. So what you do is here I have already have CSS class animation for ng enter, ng leave, ng move and stuff. So in here, if enter, I will put it as I will hide it first, but when it become active, I will make it visible and then scale it to 100%. And when it's leave, I will just scale to, I mean, prepare to leave, just scale it to 100%. And when it's ready to leave, then we just scale it down. So here you see there's my repeat animations. So if you add this my repeat animation to ng repeat directive, so if you put it into class here, my repeat animation, and when you click save, you can see the animation working. So let's click add, and another one. Yeah, so when, as you can see, the animation is working. Yeah, so I think that's it. We have the basics to-do list working with some animation. Really cool. And if you somehow follow it and it doesn't work, I already have the complete source code available on GitHub. Let me take this out. So you can go to this and then see the source code and compare what you have. Yeah, and as you can see, AngularJS and Topcoat is not enough. You need other stuff for mobile, like fast click. So mobile application web view, they have a double click to zoom, so it waits 300 milliseconds. So you need fast click so that it doesn't wait. And there are some of the stuff also that can help make your application more successful, like page management. So if your application, the mobile application, is the screen is very limited, so you need to transition between page and stuff like that. And that's why we think it's better to create a framework so to handle those for us, so it's easy, like we don't need to start over again and just use the framework, and it will do everything that we want. So that's why we created this framework called Onsen UI, and it's open source, it's in the GitHub, and you can see it has if you go to doc, we have like navigator and stuff. So to do this kind of transaction animation, is very easy to do it using this framework.